we are going to take a look at Sapphire's Foxy Blonde. And she has little white markings, but instead of a boxy muzzle and lower hanging ears, this little girl is really easy to identify as she has a more delicate foxy face and less of that big thick jaw, and she has dainty little paws. So when paired up with her little floofy hips and her tail and her chest, she actually does have a little foxy look to her, other than that her ears don't stand up. First thing that we're going to talk about is activity and energy level. So same as with the others, we watch specific aspects of puppy play over the course of several playtimes. For our foxy little girl, she spends a small amount of time hanging back and letting her more daring siblings make the first forays into adventure and exploration. She'll snuggle up next to a person initially, and after a few minutes passes, maybe 5 minutes, she will join in and start playing with the other puppies. But she hangs back a little bit and make sure that everything is good to go. From there, she'll have a burst of playfulness, which will peter out pretty rapidly. So she has more intellect and desire to play with puzzles than she does really raw exercise requirements. She's not a super energetic puppy. For endurance, she has, like I said, just sort of one burst of playfulness, which lasts about 15 minutes, where she just sort of hops around and does all these hilarious puppy things, which then quickly mellows out into chewing and playing, which is really gentle and relaxed, and then she's pretty much done. She spends a lot of time trying to get the attention of people in the room, though. I think she spends a little bit more time trying to get the attention of people than she does other puppies. She's very human-oriented. She likes being cuddled. She likes being scratched and pet. But she is also happy to play with her siblings. Mostly she likes to sneak up on them and jump on them. She enjoys stalking and tackling toys. So next we want to pay attention to her vocalization patterns. As her siblings, same with her, she's just really quiet. This is just a really quiet group. And again, because she does have a lower energy level, like she's a pretty mellow puppy, she just doesn't get really hyped up and doesn't make a lot of noise. She really doesn't cry, whine, howl. She doesn't pace around. She's not a super hyped up kind of dog. She's really pretty mellow all the time. And then, of course, we want to pay attention to how aggressive she is when she does engage with the other puppies. Does she get along well? Does she get frustrated or angry? Does she lose her patience? You know, how agreeable is she with other puppies? And in general, she's really very agreeable. She really doesn't get angry or lose her patience. She doesn't care if things get taken away from her. She doesn't seem to mind all that much. She enjoys spending time with her siblings. I have not seen her get angry before, but for the most part, if there's like some kind of rage or a fight going on, some kind of puppy kerfuffle, she'll just kind of walk away from it. Now, on a scale of 1 to 10 across all dog breeds, for energy level, she gets a 3. So 0 being a puppy or a dog that just wants to lay around all day, versus a level 10, you know, the type of dog that just wants to run the Iditarod race, right? She would be a level 3. She is a very mellow, easygoing dog. It's a moderate to low energy level. She definitely likes to play. She is not going to just lay around and do nothing all day, but she is a really easygoing girl. Like, she'll enjoy going for walks. She likes to enjoy the mental stimulation of being outside. But again, I think taking her for walks or taking her out to dog parks to play will be more for social and mental stimulation than even exercise. She's just not a very athletic dog. So she'll definitely do those things if you ask her to, and all dogs can be built up in athleticism to a certain extent, but she's going to want to play. She can get most of her energy needs met within a house or an apartment with playing games and toys and just running around. And of course, evening walks are always nice, but she's not the type of dog that is going to just tear apart the walls of your house if she is stuck inside during a hurricane or during a snowstorm or something. She is pretty easygoing. Now, of course, all puppies are energetic for that first year, but the vast majority of your dog's life, your dog will be an adult. So we're really looking more towards what that's going to be like when she is 1 or 2 years old, when she's no longer a rambunctious little puppy. What is she going to be like? And she's just an easygoing kind of chill dog. She'll follow you around and go for walks, but she's not going to be bouncing off the walls. Now, there are varying levels of natural personality or temperament traits in dogs. None are inherently good or bad. There's really no such thing as a bad dog. There is just a bad fit. So even though each breed highlights specific traits over others, depending on the purpose of each breed, no trait makes a dog a bad dog or a good dog. Just Does it work for you or not? I'm not trying to say anything bad about anybody's dog, because all dogs are awesome. This is just sort of to help you decide what is really important to you and match with the dog that works for you. I have rated all these traits from 0 to 5, with 0 being a very low amount of the trait and 5 being a very high level. Affability. This measures how easy a puppy is to get along with, specifically as it relates to human beings. And she gets a level 4 with this trait. She's really easy to get along with, does not have a high level of persistence to have her own way. She's very people-oriented, shows a lot of willingness to comply with firm commands. And she'll just sort of follow you around. She's really very easygoing. Sociability is a level 4. She's very friendly and eager to engage when meeting new people, new species of animals, and other dogs. She enjoys being near other creatures in general. She would definitely enjoy, going out, going for walks, going to dog parks, that sort of thing. She is a very friendly little dog. As far as adventurousness, she gets a level 3. She is not fearful of new experiences, but she definitely is not the first puppy to charge into the unknown. Biddability. This trait refers to how eager a puppy is to do what a person asks him or her to do. She would get a level 3 here. I do believe that this trait is going to be increased depending on how bonded she is to a specific person. So she definitely, for example, she'll do what my kids say, but she is more inclined to do what I say. She definitely values my praise more than she values the praise of other people. Some dogs do not care. They don't care who you are. If you give them a pat on the head and tell them a good dog, they're really super excited, whereas she's definitely going to see her owners as being more special to her than random strangers. Anxiety and reactivity. There really is not a lot of anxiety or fearfulness with this girl. She got a level 2. So that is from a 0 to 5, with 0 being just almost numb to the outside world, and a 5 being like more of a neurotic kind of nervous dog. And so she gets a level 2, which is really great. That's a little bit below that level 3, which is sort of, your average. So that's good. She definitely does show avoidance behavior, but I do not think that that is necessarily due to a higher level of intolerance. I just think that she's smart. And so, for example, she will avoid slippery floor surfaces to play. She'll walk on them, but she learned pretty quickly that she just didn't enjoy sliding all over the place, and she makes very clear decisions to romp only on surfaces where her paws have plenty of traction. If noises bother her, for example, she will get up and leave the space. She solves her problems herself easily enough, really, but she does show that she notices her surroundings and how they affect her. And she definitely seems to know, like, she has options in how she engages with her environment. She shows appropriate initial caution in new situations, which again is very common to intelligent dogs. She takes time to kind of think about things. And she also has a really nice attention span and great impulse control for a puppy. So when it comes to sort of anxiety and reactivity, she is not reactive. She's not highly reactive. She doesn't have a lot of stress or anxiety or fear about things, but she does have preferences. And she will take action, for her preferences. This seems like sort of a, as human beings, we all have this. And so it's not something that we really actively think about. But also with people, some people are more reactive than others, right? But for dogs, sometimes they just accept what's happening to them like they have no choice. And some dogs will, move or change what they're doing. And so she's pretty intelligent. And she shows clear preferences. She also doesn't like to be dirty, actually. She will avoid getting really messy and gross. My kids call her the fancy puppy because she is always clean, which is, by the way, interesting to see. Some dogs are cleaner than other dogs, and I personally like clean dogs that don't intentionally roll in smelly things and, necessarily romp through mud, although I do enjoy swimming with my dogs, but there is a big difference between sloshing through a mud pit and swimming. So she is a very nice, neat lady, and she does actually like to swim. So I'll move on to natural drives. Every puppy has natural instincts, and so these are just sort of fun to notice. If you haven't noticed already, she is a stalking hunter. She thinks she is sneaking up on all her toys and catching them unaware. She definitely would enjoy hidden toys and flirt poles and anything that requires her to stalk her prey. So again, she's just got that fox-like hunt and drive. This is actually due to Cocker Spaniels, which were cocking dogs, and that is a type of bird, and they would sneak in and look for these little birds and flush them out from underbrush so that hunters could get them. And so this kind of slow sneaking and then jumping in and flushing things out is actually from the Cocker Spaniel heritage. Anyway, she also shows a desire to manipulate objects with her feet and her mouth. She turns things around. She tries to open things. She intentionally makes noise with things. So she's really clever. She will definitely like puzzle toys with moving parts that she can manipulate and engage with. So she's really a smart puppy, and she's going to be so much fun to train. And again, she has a really water and dirt proof coat, so she is definitely going to stay clean, and especially with her little paws being, they're always white and clean. So if that's something that that appeals to you, she is the fancy clean puppy. She does enjoy little tiny spaces that she'll snuggle and hide in so that she can pop out and surprise attack her toys and her siblings. She has been flipping over their empty food bowls upside down and hiding underneath them, even though like half her nose sticks out and like her whole rear end and her tail sticks out on the other side. And I keep trying to catch this by taking photos or a video of it because it's so freaking funny, but I have not been able to get one before she hears me or sees me coming and then wiggles out from underneath it to say hello to me. But it's really funny. So she's definitely likes to cram herself into little spaces. So she is a funny girl. All right, so that about wraps it up with this little lady, and I will see you guys in the next one.